Hello and welcome to Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship 2022's first quarterfinal, where Manipur will be facing up against Bihar in a much important clash. And talking about the footballing powerhouse Manipur, it has been a smooth sailing for them so far into the knockout stage. Same goes for Bihar as well. We'll talk about that game, but all the matches of the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship to be streamed live on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. And this particular tournament came to an abrupt halt due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. But with things getting back to new normal, it's a sign of better things to come. And with the return of football, it is always give hopes and joy to the footballing fans. And 34 teams participated in this edition of the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship, uh, divided into 8 groups, played across 5 venues in Guwahati, and now the final 8 remaining in this tournament. And talking about Manipur, it has been, as I've mentioned, they have topped Group A. They started off their campaign with an 11-0 victory against Jharkhand, followed by a 17-0 against Andhra Pradesh. And the last game, of course, they have defeated Uttarakhand by 14-0, if I could say the least. And they have scored total 42 goals in the group stages and conceded none. The side who have lifted the Hero Senior Women's National Football Championship last year in Kerala. A perfect example set up by the senior team is followed on by the juniors as well. And talking about Bihar, they were placed in Group C, where there were 5 teams into it. Bihar have won all the 4 group games, beginning with a 15-1 win over Meghalaya, which is referred as one of the strongest footballing hotbeds from northeastern part of India. And not to forget, Meghalaya was the first state from northeast to have a professional football club in the Hero I League in the form of Shillong Lajong. In the second game, Bihar defeated Telangana by 8-0, and the last game was a 2-0 against Madhya Pradesh. So both the teams, fresh from the victories in the last game, won't mind taking on each other on this all-important clash here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium in Guwahati. Now let's have a look at the tables and the standings, beginning with the teams which have qualified so far. Let's have a look then. These are the qualified teams: Manipur, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Arunachal Pradesh, is Haryana and West Bengal. These 2 teams will be taking on each other tomorrow. That is going to be quite a leap-smacking encounter, followed by the clash between Kerala and Dadra and Nagar Haveli, who was the real surprise in this competition, managing to make their way into the knockout stage. The state of Bihar of late have produced lots of players in the mainstream of Indian football. And Nishu Kumar is one of the recent examples who plays in the Hero ISL. And the Bihar, they're talking about their top goal scorer in this edition, Lucky Kumari. She scored 11 goals this season, and Bihar likes to play a 4-3-3 with Lucky, Sabara Khatun, and Shruti Kumar up top. And Shruti Kumar, of course, is the second highest goal scorer for Bihar with 9 goals, and Lucky has scored 11. So both the strikers in combination scored 20 goals. Sabara Khatun as well, the team's captain. She likes drifting onto the channels and provide those tasty deliveries for Lucky and Shruti Kumar inside the box. It's going to be quite a battle and quite a task for Manipur's defense as well, up against this seamless attacking line of Bihar. But now let's hear from the head coach of Bihar, Shafiq Ahmed, and let's see what he has to say before this game.
खेल रही है। लास्ट 5 टूर्नामेंट्स में 3 टाइम्स की विनर है, एक बार की रनर अप है। तो आप बिहार टीम के लिए सामने आज का कंपटीशन किस डिफिकल्टी से देखती है सर?
बिफोर कोविड हम लोग सेमीफाइनलिस्ट रहे हैं और वी विल ट्राई आवर बेस्ट। हम लोग अभी जो भी लीग राउंड में जो मैचेस हुए हैं उसमें हम लोगों ने अपना 100% दिया है। 12 पॉइंट्स हैं हम लोग के पास, 29 गोल हैं और हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे कि ये सिलसिला जीत का जारी रहे। बच्चे से मोटिवेट हैं और टीम की पूरी कोशिश रहेगी।
सर लकी ने 11 गोल स्कोर किए हैं अभी तक इस टूर्नामेंट में एंड काफ़ी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस भी रहा है, बट सामने की जो मणिपुर टीम है उन्होंने अभी तक एक भी गोल कंसीड नहीं किया है। तो आज के मैच में वो गोल स्कोर करके देना लकी के लिए और टीम के लिए कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होगा?
इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होगा और गोल स्कोर पे ही मैच का डिसीजन होगा और ये तो करना ही पड़ेगा गोल।
तो बहुत टफ मैच होने वाला है, ऑल द बेस्ट उसके लिए सर, एंड वी होप कि आज बहुत अच्छा मैच हमें देखने को मिले।
ओके, वी विल ट्राई आवर बेस्ट। थैंक्स लॉट, थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
As Shafiq Ahmed mentioned, they were the semi-finalists of the previous edition, and they have come here to make a statement and prove that they are no pushovers against Manipur. It's going to be really difficult for them to break that Manipur defense, which haven't conceded a goal so far in the group stages, and they have scored 42 goals in 3 games, and all of their wins have been in double digits so far. As I read, 11-0 against Jharkhand, 17-0 against Andhra Pradesh, and 14-0 against Uttarakhand. And Lucky also mentioned that his team is going to try their best against Manipur. They are one of the strong contenders for the title as well, but it's going to be interesting to see how Bihar navigate this Manipur challenge this morning here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. And now we also spoke to the head coach of Manipur, Lorembam Ronibal Achanu, and let's hear what she has to say before this game.
हमारे साथ हैं मणिपुर टीम की कोच मैम। सबसे पहले तो ऑल द बेस्ट आज के क्वार्टर फाइनल मैच के लिए। एंड ये क्वार्टर फाइनल जब मेन स्टेज स्टार्ट हो रहा है इस टूर्नामेंट का, पिछले 5 टाइम से भी टूर्नामेंट हुआ है उसमें मणिपुर 3 बार विनर थी और लास्ट जो एडिशन था उसमें रनर्स अप थी। तो एज अ टीम मोराल बूस्ट करने के लिए वो कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है?
थैंक यू। ये हम लोग को लास्ट ईयर में हम लोग रनर्स अप था, फिर ये टूर्नामेंट हम लोग बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, मतलब लास्ट ईयर का कवरिंग अभी करना है, इसलिए सोच के हम लोग ये मैच को जीतने के लिए बहुत कोशिश करके भी आया, इसलिए हम ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है।
मैम किमेट ने 9 गोल स्कोर किए हैं अभी तक इस टूर्नामेंट में एंड वो अभी टॉप 3 पे है गोल स्कोरिंग में, तो उनका आज रोल कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होगा?
इसका इसका पोजीशन तो मिडफील्ड खेला, इसका मतलब बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, वो लोग को अटैकिंग भी सपोर्ट करना है और डिफेंडिंग भी सपोर्ट करना है, इसलिए मैंने इसको बोला आपको भी मैंने गोल स्कोर मतलब करना है, ऐसे फोर्स नहीं दिया, चांस मिलेगा तो आप गोल स्कोर करो, फिर हम लोग गोल स्कोर भी करना है, फिर हम लोग आप भी डिफेंस में भी सपोर्ट करना है करके इसको मैंने ऐसे बता रहे।
लास्ट क्वेश्चन मैम, हमारी ऑपोजिट टीम बिहार जो है उसने भी काफ़ी हाई स्कोर किया है, 30 गोल स्कोर किए हैं, उन्होंने 1 गोल कंसीड किया है और हमारी टीम ने 42 गोल स्कोर किए, एक भी गोल कंसीड नहीं किया है मणिपुर ने। सो उस एंगल से कितना इंपॉर्टेंट कितना टफ मैच है ये हमारी टीम के लिए इन क्वार्टर फाइनल?
बिहार टीम भी अच्छा है, हम लोग मतलब वो लोग भी बहुत अच्छा टीम है, हम लोग इसको वो लोग भी रेस्पेक्ट कर रहे हैं, फिर भी हम लोग को मतलब हम लोग भी इतना हम लोग को वो लोग को देखने से इतना मतलब वो नहीं है, कमी नहीं है, फिर वो लोग भी ऐसा है हम लोग टीम भी ऐसा है, फिर अभी खेल के पता चलेगा।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम एंड ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू।
While introspecting about this game, Ronnie Balachanu mentioned that he has some special tips for Kim Telangel, who is the side's top goal scorer, and responsibility going to be on her shoulders. Apart from scoring goals, all eyes will be on her when it comes to in terms of assisting goals as well. And Babita Devi is the number 9 playing up top. She scored a couple of hat tricks in the competition as well, as so as Kim Telangel. It is also a quite decent attacking force for Manipur. They've got good feet as well when it comes to scoring goals, and this is the side making their way out of the team bus. They've been producing players in the mainstream of Indian football for years, not only in women's football but also in men's game as well. In the recently concluded Hero Indian Women's League, we've seen most of the players are from this particular state playing in the competition. It is going to be a task going forward for Bihar up against Manipur. This is the match commissioner for today's game, Sudeshna Mukherjee, getting all the final checks in order. and they would like to continue with the seamless run, the Manipur side, and try to be more compact in defense. And quizzed about the opponents, Ronnie Bala said the opponents are a good team and they respect them, but are not scared at all, looking to go with a spirited attitude. And with 3 wins in 3 Hero Junior Women's Group games, Manipur will be looking forward to grabbing this particular game. Ronnie Balachanu answered a couple of pre-match questions ahead of facing Bihar. When asked about the preparations and the season so far, she mentioned the team is quite positive and confident for this particular game, and they will try to execute their plan and will go for a victory today. And match by match, the players are also getting accustomed to her style of play. It is going to be a basic 4-4-2 from Manipur with Babita Devi and Sanjana up top. A midfield four comprising of Romina Begum, the side's skipper, along with Kimte, Lakshmi Devi, and Sanjita. And a back four comprising of Sanamija, Anjali Devi, Iram, and Bhumika Devi, with Lintoy Gambi keeping her place between the sticks. Talking about Bihar, it is a 4-3-3. They're trying to be a bit more proactive as Shafiq Ahmed deciding to play to the side's strength, as attack have been their strength this season in this particular edition of the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship. And just a reminder to all our viewers, it is a clash between two of the most high scoring teams in the competition. As I've mentioned, Bihar as well, they've scored 30 goals, the second highest goal scoring team in this edition of the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship. And now both the teams getting ready to walk out of the tunnel. And so Manipur are set to begin their quarterfinals in the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship 2022 with a clash against the informed Bihar here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium in Guwahati. The highly anticipated encounter is streamed live on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. My name is Sohan Podar, and this is the first quarterfinal between the toppers of Group A and Group C. And now let's get into the team news of Manipur for this particular game. And they have kept 3 clean sheets in their 3 games so far, and it will be down to this back four to stop the flow of goals going in, and no changes from the side which played in that 14-0 win against Uttarakhand, as Anjali and Sanmija continues. The star attacking midfielder Kimte Langel is the creator-in-chief. But look at that front line. Romina Begum, Babita, and Sanjana all start together once again for Manipur this morning. And Lorembam Ronnie Balachanu going with a 4-4-2. And the start has been phenomenal, but she will know winning momentum must continue to keep the title hopes alive. And Babita Devi has shown the flash of brilliance now. And Gina Chanu is going to be the big name, of course, for Ronnie Bala on the bench. That hasn't changed though. It is her ability to work the channels, the efforts and endeavors are always there. And now let's get into the away team. Talking about Bihar. No changes as I can see from the team which beat Madhya Pradesh. We'll come back to the Bihar lineup. Both the teams have qualified for the knockout by the virtue of topping their respective groups, and Bihar have obtained 12 points from 4 group stage matches, finishing in top spot, albeit with an identical record as their Group A counterparts Manipur. And so the side Bihar have been in a winning spree since their opening game against Meghalaya, which was followed by a couple of wins from as many matches. And however, the head coach Shafiq Ahmed insisted that Bihar team will set out to obtain a win this morning against Manipur. The team in red also come into this clash against Bihar as the informed team, the winners of the Hero Senior Women's National Football Championship last season in Kerala. An example set by the seniors, now followed by the younger ones, recording 3 wins from 4 matches and scoring 42 goals in the process. This is the match referee for today's game, Kanika Burman, with the 2 skippers, and Kanika, of course, the first women referee from West Bengal to be part of AFC's elite panel. And she is going to be assisted by Yuvena Fernandez and Sujata Palit. The 4th official for today's game is Pooja S, match commissioner Sudeshna Mukherjee, and referee assessor Chamchuk Lama. And now time to get into the team news of Bihar. Let's have a look then. They defeated Madhya Pradesh in the last group game by 2-0. This is what I was talking about. It is a 4-3-3. The front three comprising of Sabara Khatun on the left. Lucky is going to be on the right, and Shruti Kumar in the center. Manisha, she is going to be flanked by the number 12 Pallavi to her left, and the number 17 Anjali on her right, pardon me, and the back four of Sindhu, Niba, Priya and Nisha, with Khushi Kumari between the sticks. Sabara Khatun, Lucky and Shruti will all attack, but the focal point as usual is going to be Lucky Kumari, 11 goals for her. Shruti Sabara also in the scoring list, Shruti with 9 goals. Is going to be a massive asset going forward for Bihar. And this is the bench, Anjali Kumari, Vijeta Kumari and Shibu Kumari, all available. And after chopping and changing the lineup in the final 2 matches, the head coach Ronnie Bala is happy that she has had a chance to assess her whole squad's performance and put out on the field. And Ronnie Bala maintains that making changes to the starting 11 has been important as the matches have come thick and fast in the tournament. And she is confident in the abilities of her squad players who have duly lived up to the expectation of the head coach. And all 8 teams remaining in this stage of the competition are really good and committed to winning the tournament. In a round-robin format, things can go down to the wire in terms of qualification. So it will be very important for them to begin the final round with a win. And each team has come out of their groups very tough by overcoming good quality oppositions and playing good football. So each team has an equal chance of securing a qualification, as I think Bihar is going to be the team in green and Manipur in red. Shafiq Ahmed knows a loss this morning begins the end of their title hopes, and there will be no excuse. This is the first fixture between these 2 teams in this tournament, and Bihar would look to put an end on Manipur's winning spree. We are all set then for kickoff here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium in Guwahati, Assam. It is a 9 a.m. kickoff, which makes it slightly easier on the players. But do not forget there's another game coming up later in the day, and that is going to be between Arunachal Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. And that is slated for 3 p.m. kickoff, and both the matches are live on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. And so title on the line, and the title favourites up against Bihar. So steady ships throughout the tournament. But tell you what, Assam can have choppy waters. This game will also decide whether the morning ends in delight or whether Bihar will drown the sorrows in many bars peppered around this amazing city. Well, this was Manipur's first entry inside Bihar's box. Nothing comes off that particular move, and it is a goal kick for the team in green. An excellent platform developed by the All India Football Federation to help the aspiring women footballers across the country, and they urge all the players to take maximum benefit from this opportunity and excel further to achieve greater heights in football. Spreading it wide on the far right. This is the first touch for Manipur's number 15 Bhumika Devi. And there she is near the center circle, taking the aerial route, looking for the run of Babita Devi. But Kushi Kumari gets the ball very quickly. There's a goal kick. Couldn't quite control it, but excellent turn. Takes it into her stride. It's an early cross delivered inside the box toward the far post. Marking got to be better. There's a toe poke. Here's the side netting. And promising start from Bihar. An excellent move. Just driven across the face of goal. A marauding run from the far side, getting the better of Manipur's right full back Sanamija. Look at that, beating her for pace. The angle was covered by the Manipur's goalkeeper Linthoi Gambi. Hits the side netting. A very positive start from Bihar then. They got to steady the ship in the opening frame of the matches, as Manipur likes to make a quick start. And that is something which suits their style of play. If they manage to get in an early goal, that will settle quite a nerve in their squad. And Manipur will look to settle a few nerves early on. And now they are on the ball. On the left, the flag has gone up against the number 18, Lakshmi Devi. Manipur have scored 17 goals in the first half in this competition and 25 in the second, which goes on to show they are a side which likes to score more in the second 45 minutes, especially with tiring legs around. Talking about Bihar, they have scored 12 goals in the first half and 18 in the second. So both these teams like scoring in the second half. Manipur have managed to keep 3 clean sheets. They're yet to concede a single goal in this competition, maintaining a goal difference of plus 42. That is quite incredible. Runs into space is Lakshmi Devi, lays it behind for support. The support comes in the form of Bhumika Devi, trying to sort her feet out, take it onto her favorite right foot. And now in steps the number 8, Kimche Langdal, the star attacker of this competition. This is Sabara Khatun. She's got beautiful footwork and now plays it in the middle, and last ditch defending there from Bihar. An excellent challenge from Niba Devi, just putting off the number 9 Babita Devi when she was about to pull the trigger. Now they have a corner delivered in the middle, swung away from the goalkeeper. It's not properly cleared by the Bihar defense. It's still loitering around towards the edge of the area. An acrobatic try from outside the box. Couldn't find a red shirt on the end of it. And the back tidying up for Manipur. It's 4.5 odd minutes on the clock. Manipur off to a blistering start is just in one of those occasions where they were slightly caught on the counter. Both the teams with a scoring opportunity each in the early stages. Bihar hitting the side netting. And Babita Devi just couldn't really pull the trigger from a handshaking distance. She was one-on-one with Kushi Kumari. A sloppy in defense, rounds the keeper. A big chance for Bihar here. And that has gone wide. And Manipur in 6s and 7s. In the opening frame, a jittery start. And look at that, a clear miscommunication between Sanamija and the number 16 Iram Sonibia. And the goalkeeper, Linthoi Ganbi, she was easily rounded off. Bihar showing early signs here. A corner comes in towards Lucky. A whistle has gone from Kanika Burman. She has seen something which she didn't like. So it's free kick for Bihar free kick for Manipur. This is Rani Balachanu up on her feet. There seems to be some issues in their defense, which they got to resolve as quickly as possible. They are yet to settle down at the back. A couple of quick counters launched by Bihar, slightly catching them off guard. And now down the right, here comes Shruti Kumar. Shruti Kumar with the first time ball. Lentoi Gambi assessing the environment. And no damage done here. Committing herself first was Priya. And Nisha and Nibha are partnering each other in the heart of defense for Bihar. Sindhu playing on the right and Priya on the left. Manisha in a very central role in the heart of midfield, with Manisha on the right hand side and Anjali to the left. Shruti Kumar, she is flanked by Sabara Khatun and Lucky Kumari. It's been a career defining season for Lucky Kumari, of course. She's made ripples in the tournament. The highest scorer as well, not only for the Bihar side but also of the competition, with 11 goals, which includes a couple of hat-tricks. She scored 4 goals against Meghalaya, and that was a 15-1 victory for Bihar. Sabara Khatun scored 5 goals, Shruti as well, followed by an 8-0 win against Telangana, riding on a wonderful hat-trick from Lucky Kumari. And she also scored a hat-trick against Delhi, the only player in the competition to score 3 hat-tricks in 3 consecutive games. That is quite an incredible achievement for Bihar's number 9. But the responsibility going to lie on the shoulders of the number 11, Manisha, for progressing the ball from midfield to the strikers. Known for her rapid switch of play from the heart of midfield down the wings. Doesn't give so much of time to the opposition to shift the manpower out wide, creating more 1v1 situations. A situation which Bihar, pardon me, will look to exploit. They've got elite players down the channels. This is one of them, Sabara Khatun, trying to power her way through. There's the setup. Might be a scoring chance for Bihar. It's taken a nick off a red shirt. No, it hasn't. It has fallen ever so kindly for Shruti Kumar. 3 gilt-edged chances for Bihar. They got to take those opportunities with open arms. They might not get it in the remaining minutes of the games. And up against a strong team like Manipur, you've got to put those chances away. And Bihar slightly wasteful so far in the first 10 minutes of the game. It's been chances galore. 1 for Manipur, 3 for Bihar. Here comes Manipur. Sabara Khatun. She's got quick feet, taking on a couple of players. Keeper spills it into the path of the number 7. Shoots on the turn, not enough power on it. Blocked by a green shirt. The move is still alive though for Manipur. And now getting involved is the number 14, Sanjana. She likes to drop back from a striker's position. Now provide that extra man spare in midfield. It is a tournament which encourages bravery and courageous play. The star player of the tournament, Lucky Kumari, she is dreaming of representing the Indian national team going forward in this tournament. It will be instrumental for her in helping more and more women footballers from the country to fulfill their dreams to play for the national team and at the prestigious international platforms too. 34 teams, as I've mentioned before, participated in this edition. divided into 8 groups. A couple of groups had 5 teams. Bihar was placed in Group C, comprising of Madhya Pradesh, Delhi, Telangana, and Meghalaya. And surprisingly, Bihar registering a landslide victory against Meghalaya. That came as a massive surprise for the Indian football lovers. Meghalaya never looked really prepared for the competition. They just assembled the team a week before the competition, and this team of Bihar has been training together for over a month almost. So it's the first kickoff of the day. And that was Bhumika Devi. She likes to join attack, inverted fullback. Sana Mirza, she's been occupied by Sabara Khatun. And almost winning it there. Runs out of space, the number 11. And has been given as a corner kick for Bihar. As a last touch coming off a red shirt. First corner of this game for Bihar. They will look to put this chance, they'll look to make this chance count. There's been overcast conditions with slight drizzle here in Guwahati. In comes the corner, might be a heading opportunity. Easy clearance, gritty in defense Manipur, and now they can spring a counter here. Babita Devi, she was lacking options up top, compelled to play it behind. Sabara Khatun threads it forward, and no run offered by Lakshmi Devi, just holding her run the last minute. The number 18 realizing that there was enough on the ball to reach the goalkeeper, so a chase there would be pointless. And there's a red flick on. Tried to play in Sanjana, and that was a bright idea. Not proper in execution though. The coaches of recent times have drilled a kind of mentality into the sides that you got to play the game with your heads up. Again with a flash of pace, going past a marker seamlessly and then testing the goalkeeper. Linthoi Gambi with an excellent save, leaving her mark when she was supposed to, and this could be a one-on-one chance. She's through on goal, beats the keeper, empty net, and that's the opening goal for Manipur. And just against the run of play, Manipur have struck here. Goal number 7 for Babita Devi. A terrible defending there from Bihar. One long ball, a slight misjudgment from Nibha, and it has wonderfully opened up for the number 9. She was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, beats Khushi Kumari, and that was an easy tap-in. In Green was chasing. A wonderful placement, kept his nerve, kept her cool in front of goal, and rolled it quite comfortably into the back of the net. She's got a nerve of steel, Babita Devi, and it's 1-0 here within the first quarter of the game in favor of Manipur. And Bihar, despite all the dominance, despite all the pressure, finding themselves trailing here for the very first time in this competition. It is going to be the midfield 3, of course, of Manisha, Pallavi and Anjali, who likes to press high, was quick. Both the teams likes a passing style, neat little triangles, quick 1-2s, give and goes in the middle of the park. Manipur slightly direct, a couple of passes and then looking to go forward. She will be slightly relieved though, Ronnie Balachano. The job is not done yet though. Slightly shaky in defense, Manipur. Fizzle in the air. It's been raining for the last 1 month here in Assam. The particular state going through a tough time due to the flood. But the All India Football Federation doing a remarkable job in making sure the tournament happens. We've had the Hero Indian Women's League last month in Bhubaneswar, with Gokulam Kerala emerged as the champions. Lots of impetus when it comes to women's football in the country, as India will be hosting the Under-17 Women's FIFA World Cup in the month of October, and India placed in the same group with that of Brazil, Morocco, and USA. And currently the India Under-17 national side in Europe and gone for an exposure trip and played against USA and Sweden. What an experience for these young players. It's a wonderful platform for the budding talents to showcase what they are made of, really. And with matches getting streamed live, a chance for them to make sure that they get noticed. A lot of scouts will be keeping an eye on this live feed in terms of spotting talent. Clearly a future in sights, a lot of bidding from the All India Football Federation as well for the Junior World Cups, for the Asian Cup. And with the resumption of football, hopefully more tournaments in queue in women's category in the near future. The COVID pandemic throwing life out of gear. Now slowly and steadily things getting back to new normal. This is of course the home ground of Northeast United, the ISL side from this particular state of Assam. This particular venue also hosted the Bardoli Trophy matches a couple of months ago. Delhi FC were the champions. A wayward clearance, an easy giveaway. Looking for a quick turnover possession was Bihar. The flag immediately went up. That was Sujata Palit, the assistant referee from West Bengal, raising her flag. The game slightly lacking in tempo. Manipur will look to kill the pace of the game, just working the ball around from right to left. Sabara Khatun, she is so comfortable on the ball, just taking on defenders with ease. Look at that, in between two players, goes past the third one looking for a give and go, and she went to the ground before it could be completed. And now a build up from the right hand side, chance for a cross, and in it comes. Slightly disappointing, didn't get the curl which was required. That was goalkeeper's ball any day long. He couldn't bring it down. Lucky just tried to bring the ball down, win the physical battle. She's been such a target man up top for Bihar. There's Shruti Kumar. A couple of hat-tricks to her name as well, the side's second highest goal scorer. Kimte Langel of Manipur. She's been kept quiet so far. This is Kimte trying to control the pace of the ball. It's a wet and slippery surface. This is the ball possession. Manipur clearly dominating, 67-33 in their favor. But they haven't really put enough comfort between them and Bihar so far. The team in green, they are in with a shout as long as the score line is within reach. It's a platform for the budding talents. With the Under-17 Women's World Cup in queue, it is a massive tournament. That was Lakshmi Devi. Quite comfortably hustled off the ball. The ball runs into touch. So throw in for Manipur. Bihar have gone slightly off the boil after conceding that goal. Just a bit of wind knocked out of their sails. They were clearly the better team in the opening 5 minutes without a shadow of doubt. Manipur side, they've got the experience. They know how to handle pressure. They waited for the right moment to attack and slowly and steadily made their way back into the game. And now they are dominating. As the minutes passing by, the defense looking a bit more settled now. They were testing waters in the first 5 minutes, and by then Bihar managing to spring out a couple of quick moves that really troubled Linthoi Gambi. Another ball dropped into space, but the team in green dropping off quite comfortably in anticipating the danger. And apart from that one glaring mistake from the Bihar defense, the coordination in the back line is quite visible. Bihar will look to find a response quick. They'll have to figure out combinations to trouble this Manipuri side, who are extremely strong in defense. At the same time, they're up against one of the most promising striking force. It almost opened up. The goalkeeper gets there first. The keeper's long ball finding its intended target. The number 12 of Manipur, she has got Manisha upon her, surrounded by two green shirts. Wriggles out of that tight area from where possibilities were very few. That's a heavy first touch. Beautifully done though. Manipur have the ball back. The first time clearance. And in an acres of space, she is in full cry and eventually gets there. Lucky Kumari is selling one dummy. Lucky Kumari onto her left foot, beautifully carved in, and that's the equalizer. Beautiful combination play from Bihar. And that was the need of the hour. The goal scorer provides the creator on this occasion and setting it up wonderfully inside the box. And there it is from Sabara Khatun, the skipper, coming to the rescue for Bihar. And it's 1-1 here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. Lucky Kumari selling one dummy to Sanamija and beautifully threading it along the floor for the onrushing Sabara Khatun, who makes no mistake in placing the ball into the far corner underneath the Manipur's Linthoi Gambi. And we have a real game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. There's a 1-1 here. Manipur taking the lead through Babita Devi, and that goal has been cancelled out by Sabara Khatun. The first 25 minutes really have been very entertaining. You just simply cannot take your eyes off this game. It's been end to end. And how do Manipur react now? They'll have to do it all over again. The team in red, tempting bounce, but a weak left footer. And that won't bother Kushi Kumari. Just fancying her chance from 25 yards out. That's a powerful header sent inside the Bihar's area. A wayward clearance only as far as the number 14 of Manipur Lakshmi Devi tried to bring it down. For Kimte, falls for Lakshmi. Ahead of her is Babita Devi. Almost squeezed between a couple of green shirts. Suffocating the central area. They just quickly clear and move the ball forward, Bihar. Starting the game in fast pace. That was a banana curve. And thankfully the defender, important touch in the way. And this is Sanamija. Doesn't deal with it. It gifts a corner kick to Bihar then. And that's what pressure can do. It is a moment to cherish for the team in green. Ball sent in towards the near post. Not fully clear. Still bobbing in the area. Gets another bite on the cherry. But it's out of play for a goal kick. This time it was an attempted cross from the goal scorer, Sabara Khatun. And not quite managed to keep it in play though. When it comes to this particular sport, now the ball stretched forward. And the defender at full stretch on this occasion, clearing her lines. Once again, Bihar trying to make things happen from the right. And once again, the number 9 getting there ahead of the keeper. And this time the defender with last-ditch defending. The keeper was not around. It was an absolute empty net. And for Manipur, it was lucky from the right side. Maybe once again was possession. Keeper just had to come out to pace, but she was by lucky. Completely on the vacation, and this time just a fraction too late in continuing that run. Lucky, her pace is certainly causing a lot of issues for this Manipuri defense. She is excellent in close quarters. And looks like the first drinks break as we approach the half-an-hour mark. And so it's 1-1 between Manipur and Bihar. Try and show you the goals then scored in this game so far. Both the head coaches to give in their ideas. And slightly weak in defense, decent going forward. This was the opening goal from Babita Devi. Capital onto a defensive error. And Manipur took the lead in the first quarter, which was cancelled out by the number 10 Shruti Kumar, and not Sabara Khatun. Pardon me. And that was Shruti Kumar, number 10. scoring her 10 and getting out at 1-all here. No nonsense then from Sindhu, not taking any risks whatsoever. And this has been Bihar's style of play, prompt in defense, flashy in attack. It is a fluid front three. The players chopping and changing among themselves, trying to surprise the Manipur defense. You never know which player are going to move in which direction. That has been the hallmark of how Bihar plays. Getting an incredible distance on the goal kick then. And Manipur is also getting a change ready, is what I'm hearing. It seems like it's going to be Thobisana Chanu who will be coming on. We'll confirm you about it shortly. This is Manipur. Not finding her mark. The flag already went up against Manisha. The number 18 goes off. Lakshmi Devi making way for the number 13. Thobisana Chanu, the first change of this game. Let's see what Thobichana has to offer on board for Manipur. Both teams will look to slow down the tempo now. Try and test each other. They have to conserve energy. Still a long way to go in this game. A wonderful gap found between the centre back and the full back. Chance for a crossing opportunity. In it comes towards the back post in the first time attempt. Not proper, and interested for it was Thobisana. But Bihar somehow managing to get away with it. Hangs it up at the back post. It was nodded from the far side by Romina Begum. Just couldn't quite connect properly to that high cross, the number 7. I just took it on the rise. I couldn't apply the right technique. And a miscued clearance then. Well protected by Nibha. Iram. Lucky Kumari. This time strong defending from Bhumika Devi. That's a terrible touch from the defender. The goalkeeper was called into action. They cannot afford to lose their concentration at the back, Bihar. Otherwise, Manipur can punish them. They've got plenty of firepowers up top. Just a lapse of concentration there. The ball luckily onto the path of Sabara Khatun. In the center, it is Shruti Kumari. Looks up once, sprays it on the right towards the left corner of the penalty area. Looking to work the ball onto her left side. She was quickly closed down by 2 red shirts. And looking for a give and go. The red shirts getting in the way. 9 minutes of regulation time remaining in this half. Once again, beating her man for pace. An excellent footer stretched out by Kim Langel. This time tracking back and doing her share of defensive duty. You haven't seen much of Kimte. I heard a lot about her creativity in this competition, but yet to make a mark so far in the first half. And maybe you will see her getting into the stride of the season, but in knockout stages, one mistake can knock you out of the competition. And the ball just bounced over Shruti Kumar. The foul was committed much before that. Manipur takes it very quickly. Touch from Bhumika Devi, not getting the approval from her technical bench. She was muscled away. Sanjita, she is on to 5 goals. She scored against Uttarakhand as well in the last game. Her best performance was against Andhra Pradesh, where she scored a hat-trick. And that was a 17-0 victory for Manipur. A good run and a wild, good ball forward. Chance to shoot. Just tried to shift it onto her left side and make the angle friendlier for the shot. But the defenders were closing in very quickly, so very little possibility of that happening, and she was forced to take the shot. And that was a difficult angle to score from. Oh, that's a terrible goal kick and goes high. Babita Devi just had to keep it underneath the crossbar. Missed it completely. Sails over the bar. Manipur will be looking for some moment of magic from Babita and Sanjana up top. This is Nisha. That was a searching ball forward. Cannot go past the towering presence of Sanjita in midfield. Excellent tracking back, getting enough of the ball. And nicks it back for the team in green. Had to stretch to stop it. And now she's out of position. Dropping in very quickly onto the ball then. Action on the other end. Babita Devi's crossing. An easy collection for Khushi Kumari. Finding a lot of joy down the right, Manipur. It seems like a lopsided formation where they're slightly defensive on the left and more attacking on the right. A couple of good touches from the number 8. In it comes towards the number 9 and sets up the number 13, Thobisana Chanu. And that sat up quite nicely on the bounce. Manipur just getting closer and closer as we approach the dying minutes of the first half with 5 minutes of regulation time remaining. Sometimes the Bihar team just committing themselves early, not adjusting well with the bounce, sometimes miscalculating it, and that resulted into the first goal. Here is Thobisana, a defender onto her. Thobisana trying to go onto her left side. Desperate in defense, Bihar. A cross comes in from the left back, not enough distance on it. They're still struggling to bring it down. And free kick goes in favor of Bihar then. Manipur was slightly jittery in defense, but that nervousness now seemed to have quelled. Once again, getting there ahead of a marker. Lucky. Lucky's crossing towards the edge of the area, brought down expertly. In comes the shot and lands onto the roof of the net. That wasn't too far off. It took a deflection and it was ballooned over. Headed away to safety, not too far though. Number 7 gets a touch, might go for a shot. The defender just threw herself into the feet of the attacker to prevent the danger. One more ball, then this time the flag will go up. Nicely spotted by the assistant, Kanika Berman. Not much of a big decision to make in the first half for her. Northeast is one of the footballing hotbeds of the country. Football is the number one sport here. With more tournaments happening here, it will encourage the younger generations. And the Durand Cup also going to be hosted here. And in the regard, the Athletic Stadium is one of the venues of the Durand Cup, which is going to be played in the month of August along with Manipur and Kolkata. And All India Football Federation doing a remarkable job in spreading the love for the game across the country. There are teams coming up from remote areas of late. We saw that in the Hero Indian Women's League side from Chhattisgarh, Mata Rukmani Football Club. More of that is required. We saw the introduction of the Indian Arrows project in the IFWL, which was another refreshing sign. Keeping in mind of the success of the Indian Arrows men's team, replicating a similar model in the women's game as well. Shafiq Ahmed is slightly worried. He is frowning on the touchline. He wants the half to end this way. It's going to be a long team talk at the break. He will have to go back to the drawing board and reorganize his troops. It's Manipur clearly dominating now. But in terms of creativity, in terms of creating chances, that is one area Bihar have done exceedingly well. Manipur, they have the ball in promising areas in the final third, but haven't been able to find the right persons inside the box. That is going to be a challenge for Manipur to surpass in the second half. With just a few seconds of regulation time remaining, there's going to be a few minutes added on. An additional time of 3 minutes, in fact. Taking route 1 once again, deciding to go over the top. And the same mistake. And it can cost Bihar now before going into the break. She is on the run, and this time the keeper had to stretch and palms it over for a corner kick. And Babita Devi had a clear run. Almost a mirror image of the previous mistake. And Manipur once again combining to devastating effect up top in carving out that goal scoring opportunity. This time, Kushi Kumari redeeming herself with a wonderful save. Corner taken shot, might go for the shot here. I tried to curl it from the far post, straight into the grasp of Bihar's number one. We are into the final minute of the first half then. Is this Bihar's morning, having missed out narrowly last time around? They would look to make amends. Once again, mistake in defense. And all those diagonal balls causing a lot of issues, given the fact they've not been able to defend them quite comfortably. And the long balls played in from behind and the diagonal balls. The Bihar backline are struggling to judge them. A misjudgment from Nibha time and again in this game. That is one area where Bihar got to resolve very quickly. Unless it turns out to be an offense versus defense affair in the second half. And once Manipur takes the lead here, it will be very difficult for Bihar to get back into this game. And so it's half time then. Kanika Burman blows the whistle and brings the first half to a close. And it has ended 1-1. Manipur taking the lead in the first quarter of the game, which was cancelled out by Bihar's number 10, Shruti Kumari. So as things stand at halftime, it's Manipur 1, Bihar 1. Chances falling in favor of both the teams. Bihar mostly been very, very wasteful in front of goal. Manipur also have had their chances to take the lead. In Babita Devi, the second time she was denied by Kushi Kumari. More to play for in the second half then. These are the first half stats, 65-35. Manipur edging Bihar clearly. 11 shots registered by them, 6 of them on target. Bihar managing to win 4 corners. Manipur committing 7 fouls. It's been even Stevens. It's been a seesaw battle in the first half, if I could say the least. Make sure you do not go anywhere. We will come back shortly with the second half. Stay tuned.
look at this time. Blurry street lights work as a guide to memories that we're making tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah, I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go ask for more, go ask for more. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe in. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe in. I'm in a race that everybody's chasing fast. They wanna be that someone on the screen at last. They ain't looking inside for their needs in life. They wanna be liked by everybody in sight. But trust me, being free ain't spotlights. No, it's long nights and it's long fights with yourself all the time to get your mind right. But if you put in the work, you can find the light, alright? I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go ask for more, go ask for more. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe in. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe in. I wanna taste the pain. I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fate. And she look better in bed. And I'ma walk this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. I got 1 life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget. Everything is so boring. Can't get up in the morning. I'm so sick of the mundane and routine. I'm gonna break without warning. I wanna taste the pain. I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fate. And she look better in bed. And I'ma walk this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. I got 1 life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget. I've gotta find a new purpose, something actually worth it. I wanna look in the mirror and like what I see. I'm sick of feeling so worthless. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm going off. I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm gonna find my meaning. I can make a change. I wanna play the game. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the second half of the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship. We are live from the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium in Guwahati, and it's 1-all at the break between Manipur and Bihar. It's a very interesting battle going on between these two teams. Bihar starting the game on the front foot, but as the game progressed, Manipur soaked in the pressure, waited for the right moment, and mounted a comeback in this game. But their number 9, Babita Devi, had a glorious chance to put her team up front just minutes before half time. Chances also fell in favor of Bihar, but they haven't been able to capitalize really. Both the teams slightly wasteful in front of goal. Will that trend change in the second half is what will be interesting to see. Referee Kanika Parman, she is from Siliguri, West Bengal, recently made her way into the FIFA Elite Panels list. We wish her good luck. Congratulations for achieving that feat. And there she is, also officiated matches in the Calcutta Football League. The men's game, that is a remarkable achievement for her. There's another feather in her cap, is making way into the FIFA Elite panel list. We are underway then with the second half, and the team in green, Bihar, will be operating from the right to left of your screen, and protecting their goal on the left hand side is going to be the team in red, Manipur. Straight away they are on the attack, looking to make inroads, trying to pay in Babita. She's lost her man, weak in defense. Bihar support arriving. There's the cross, lifting it up towards the back post, nodded back in the middle. That won't bother the goalkeeper. No pace or power onto it. Managing to direct it goalwards though. Has just had to keep it on the other side of the goalkeeper. It was a pretty weak attempt. Pretty wayward. Right from the off, Manipur making their intentions clear. They want this to end within 90 minutes. Another game coming up. There's an attempt from distance. Oh my word! A breathtaking finish. What a finish from Sanjita. A remarkable stuff. Managing to chip it over the head of the goalkeeper. From an angle. That is incredible stuff from the number 12. The goal of the competition without a shadow of doubt. Look at that. The slaughter keeper slightly advanced, and then chipping it over. And look at the technique applied by the number 12. A superlative finish from the number 12. And Manipur takes the lead here within 2 minutes into the second half. Game on here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. Now things are going to be difficult for Bihar. The lock gates seems like have opened up here. Manipur hungry for more. They are pouring forward. Bihar looking to get numbers back behind the ball. A trip from behind, the number 17 of Bihar. That is Anjali. And what a start for Manipur. Just the kind of start that Ranibala Chanu wanted from her team. Talk about that finish, Sanjita. You cannot take your eyes off that move, of that particular finish. So easy on the eye, remarkable attempt. Manipur known for scoring goals. They're famed for scoring goals. There's another one in the locker. And this time it is Sanjita on the block for the team in red. Sanjita's with that goal, adding another one to her 5 already. No sustained possession from Manipur. The ball just switching from one team to the other in the blink of an eye. And the composure is slightly lacking in both the midfields. Composure is going to be key, especially in this knockout stages, where you cannot afford to put a foot wrong. Again, a miscued clearance. This could well and truly turn out into a chance for Manipur. Getting into a crossing position is the number 12. This time quickly closing down. Bihar's Priya quickly realizing that she is not so strong on her weak foot, forcing her to take it onto her left. And that was Sanjita, the scorer of that wonder goal for Manipur. Bihar just needs some kind of freshening up from somewhere. Maybe they got to try and sacrifice the system. It's often 4v3 in midfield. They're losing out the midfield battle. Here comes Bihar this time. The number 9, Lucky. Shifting wings going to the left. Sent in with good pace, just a near post touch. That is all what was required from Shruti Kumar. Maybe there was too much pace on it for her to get a touch. The ball eventually dropping on the far side for Sabara Khatun, the skipper. Not managing to adjust her feet quickly enough. The shot was eventually scuffed in the end for a goal kick. It's been a dull morning. And now trying to make something meaningful from here, Manipur. This is where Thobisana Chanu. She likes getting into this kind of positions. That was the first time cross in. Well defended this time by Soni Bia. And they can trigger a quick counter. Thankfully for the defender, the flag went up against the number 9, Lucky. The wet underfoot conditions. The players are struggling with their footing. These are the challenges of playing in conditions like this. Whoever gets to the ball will have to release it quick. Bounce won't help. Ball gets heavy. You have to have experience of playing in conditions like this. These particular conditions are no stranger for Manipur. They used to playing football in this kind of atmosphere. I wonder whether the same is for Bihar or not. This might be a chance for an equalizer to the left of goal. That was quite wayward from Lucky. There was Shruti Kumar waiting in the middle for that pullback. Her run was tracked by Sonibia as well. Iram Sonibia. Not cleared completely. This is a terrible goalkeeping from Linthoi Gambi. Completely poor goal kick. And making amends with this save. A second time that she's had to come out and narrow the angle. Spreading herself. Making herself big in front of the attacker. And forcing her to hit her body. Manipur survives. We saw their defense slightly nervy in the opening exchanges of the game. It seems like it continues to be the same right at the beginning of the second half as well. I just wonder what might be the issue here. An excellent goalkeeping. Linthoi Gambi just getting down on time. She should have probably gone for a lower finish or a pullback. That attempt was a comfortable height for the goalkeeper. Struck her face. And I think a pullback would have been a much safer option, given the fact there was a couple of green shirts waiting for a tap-in opportunity. And a first yellow card for Priya. And she goes to the referee's book. A free kick delivered right inside the box and a drop shot. Just not managing to hit the target. A snapshot taken. That was Sanjana, pardon me. The number 14. Putting her laces through that one. Manipur just marking themselves out as one of the strongest teams of this competition. Two of the elite teams of this group of the Super 8 will be in action tomorrow as well. Kerala and Bengal. A goalkeeper gets there first. It's a sloppy defending from Manipur once again. And almost given the ball away inside the penalty area. Goodness gracious. It's all happening here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. It was a low cross from the left channel. Shruti Kumar is crossing. Goalkeeper doesn't deal with it. That was a toe poke from Samara Khatun towards Lucky. An awful defending from Manipur. And Bihar just not getting the defining touch in front of goal. The defending, the marking not on point from Manipur so far. They're having nightmare. The first 10 minutes of the second half. When it comes to protecting that lead. They have conceded for the very first time in this competition. The previous three were 3 clean sheets. That defensive resilience was broken by Bihar in the first half. I should be able to see that one away. That was Nisha. Taking no chance whatsoever. Just Priya as well. Taking on Babita Devi. Keeping a closer look on her. She is a player worth keeping an eye on. Kimte in the middle. She's been devoid of service. Haven't gotten into the game so far. Better Manipur gets her on the ball. It will be. It will do them a world of good because she is their creative force in the middle of the park. Likes to play behind the sole number 9. And there it is. She is. Kimte looks towards the right, trying to shift it quickly. Nicely anticipated by Priya. Her outstretched left foot getting an important touch and deflecting the ball away. There's no extra time. If it ends in even Stevens in 90 minutes, we are straight to penalties. That is quite the rule of this competition. We go straight to penalties if it ends in a draw in 90 minutes. Bengal against Haryana, 9 a.m. kickoff tomorrow. Here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium, followed by a game between Kerala and Dadar and Nagar Haveli. Before we begin the semi-finals from 2nd July. The final is on 4th July. And all matches to be played here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. During the group stages, we've had matches at the Sai Ground in Paltan Bazaar. And also at the LNIPE ground in Sonapur. These are the outskirt areas in Guwahati. And also at the Nehru Stadium in Khanapara. Just a half an hour drive from the capital city of Guwahati. And again, gap opens up, but that was tempting on the bounce. They are knocking the door time and again, Bihar, and it was Pallavi this time. I wonder what is happening for the team in green. And Manipur just struggling to get their organization in place. 4 green shirts near the edge of the area, hovering around. And looking for an opening and managing to win a free kick from a very good position. It's 20 yards out from goal. It is a Messi zone. It is the Ronaldo zone. And this particular range, it's a set piece expert's delight. She might be licking her fingers, licking her lips. A perfect angle to score from here. Just had to try and lift it over the wall. And all eyes on Manipur goal. Then in comes the free kick. Oh! That looked pretty close. One side of the stadium thought it has gone in, the other side knew it hasn't. And not missed by a big deal. And a chance goes begging for Bihar then. That was a sharp turn from Kimte. Kimte with a delightful ball on the left. This is what she is capable of producing. Just needed some quality in the middle where the number 14 Sanjana was waiting, but she is hustled off the ball and Bihar come away with it. And rolls it down the line. And now drifting into the channel is the striker Shruti. He is a 3-on-4 here. And eventually the 4 comes out on top. The goalkeeper making it 5 though. Manipur time and again having the numerical advantage in the defensive third and also in midfield. And their wing backs, the wingers especially, quickly tracking back to protect the fullbacks whenever there is an attack coming in order to shore up the defense and crowd out the opposition in the final third. It will be interesting to see whether they decide to protect this lead, whether they decide to shut shop. Still about 29 minutes remaining in this game. Still a long way to go. One moment of madness at the back can bring Bihar back into the game. When it goes down to tiebreaker, it's anyone's game. Manipur will look to end this in 90 minutes. Thomas Deneby, in charge of the national team, also mentioned it is important to have more tournaments when it comes to women's football in the country, and not just the Hero Indian Women's League, maybe the cup tournaments like the men's. Lots of plans in queue. We'll see them happening in the near future. All India Football Federation giving a lot of importance to the women's game, who are ranked 56th. And that is the women's world ranking recently. The senior women's team played phenomenally well against Sweden. Another free run from the striker, just a heavy touch in the end. There was complaints, the studs were visible, which is why free kick in favor of Bihar. Oh, the goalkeeper carried the ball and outside the 18-yard box. Just left a trailing leg. Her right foot was marginally outside, which is why free kick for Bihar. Just inside the D area. A terrible mistake committed by Linthoi Ganbi. Another Linthoi comes into mind. The Kickstart FC goalkeeper. And getting a call up for the national team by the virtue of her heroics in the Hero Indian Women's League. The Kickstart finishing third. Gokulam Kerala were the champions, Setu Madurai the runners-up. And the championship was decided on by the final day. And this time it's going to be a left footer taking it. In comes the free kick. A disappointing try. You've got to try and make the chances count from that sort of an area. Those are ideal to score from. And that was a scuffed attempt. She sliced it rather. Bouncing over. A green shirt. Here comes the Reds. Stretching it wide on the far right. The ball runs out of steam. Bihar, they'll have to take the game to Manipur, who are slightly driven backwards and trying to get on the front foot. Bihar will have to make sure the last 25 minutes they put their best foot forward, try and stay compact in defense. They're looking to penetrate down the middle. That's a heavy touch from Babita. It makes it comfortable for the defender to clear. And us near the halfway area picking it up. I saw the gap and beautifully slipping it through. One-on-one chance for Bihar, and there's the equalizer. There's the equalizer I was talking about. And finally the human air is broken here. Persistence has paid off. Seems like Sanjana Shruti Kumar with a brace. It is Sabara Khatun, the number 8 in fact. And that is what I'm hearing. Yes, in fact, it's the number 8, the skipper. Sabara Khatun. Scoring the equalizer, and Bihar back on level terms here. So the front two firing for Bihar. And it's even Stevens here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium with 24 minutes remaining on the clock. Just a reminder, if it ends this way in 90 minutes, we will move on straight on to penalties to decide which team makes their way into the semi-final, which team makes their way into the top four. Here comes Manipur again through the number 12. Sanjita shot from distance. That was quite high. Manipur was leaving dangerously. The equalizer was inevitable to come. Stung by this reversal. Now Manipur looking to hurt Bihar for the third time and take the lead back here. Just losing out the control of the ball. It was Romina Begum. She also got a goal to her name against Uttarakhand. In the group stages, Bihar have scored 30, conceded only one, and that was against Meghalaya in the opening game. And if today's display counts, they have scored 32 and conceded 3. And Manipur have scored 44 and conceded 2. And the goal difference won't matter anymore. We are into the knockout stages. Puts the ball in the center circle. It's a player in green and beautifully scoops it. Cleared away from the edge of the penalty area. Puts it right back in. Chases on. Thobisana dropping back and preventing the winger from getting the cross in. But concedes a corner kick for her efforts though. It's pouring down here in Guwahati. The goals have also started to pour down at the Indira Gandhi Stadium. Ball swung in. Beautiful chance for Bihar to wrap up the game here. Oh, what a chance for the team in green. They're claiming for a corner again. And look at that, completely misjudging the flight. Was Sanamija. And it falls for a green shirt in the middle. The goalkeeper getting that all-important touch. Another corner for Bihar. Manipur now on tenterhooks. Too much height onto it. Just trying to get her head on that. There might be a chance for a long shot. This time, Sonny Bia was well placed. Manipur looking for a breakaway move. Lovely give and go, unlocking the left channel. Sliding challenge from Sindhu. That is in fact Nisha, the number 5. We can see tired legs here already. Maybe few fresh legs will be injected by both the head coaches. Only one change so far made by Manipur in the first half. Thobisana Chanu coming in place of Lakshmi Devi. Both the teams have got plenty of options on the bench. Maybe they're planning to utilize it in the last quarter. Now she is up against the number 16, Sonny Pia, was lucky. I just tried to take her on. She stood her ground wonderfully well, Sonny Pia. Rumina Begum. A beautiful forward pass. And now Sanjana just muscled away. Excellent in defense. Luckily gets the return as well. Manipur trying to string few passes together of their own and switching play out wide to the near left towards Tobisana, who plays it back in. And a long clearance. Sonny Bia's header, only finding a green shirt. It is Shruti Kumar. Lucky. Shruti Kumar continuing with her run. Cannot get the pass away. Was lucky. Tobisana getting the block in place. Killing the bounce. Not resulting into anything, that particular piece of move. Now turn and pass, and the flag will eventually go up. Offside by quite a few yards. Lucky. She's had a phenomenal tournament. Shruti Kumar on 10 goals and Sabara Khatun on 7. And they've scored a combined 26 goals, 3 of them, the front 3. Out of the 32 was scored by Bihar. An action on the opposite end. The keeper had to rush out to prevent the danger. And now Manipur on the prowl. Runs straight into a defender. And so the second drinks break of this morning here. For the first time we went into drinks break, it was 1-all in the first half. It continues to be even Stevens in the second half as well, adding a goal each to their first half tally, both the teams. The players just hydrating themselves. The temperature dropped by quite a few notches in recent weeks here in Assam. Places like Silchar, Dibrugarh, Tinsukia, heavily affected by flood. The city of Guwahati, however, managed to overcome the danger. Lots of football academies which runs here. Linda Football Academy is one of them. The owner, Principal Emeka Olarichi. A familiar name for all the Indian football fans out here. The Nigerian striker who plied his trade in the Hero I League for Tedim Road Athletic Union and also for Aizawl FC. In case you are wondering who Principal Emeka Olarichi is. A decent shoulder to shoulder. Put out for the throw in. And looking to pick up pace, the keeper has come a long way out, and that's an empty net. Goes for goal, and that will be off target. An almost suicide from Kushi Kumari, and that was a terrible goalkeeping. She's come a long way out, and with a terrible touch in the end. A shot from 30 yards out. That went off target, luckily for Bihar. And Manipur almost nicking a goal away in the last quarter of this game. Sending in a floater straight to Kushi. It's going to be a big test for the two goalkeepers as well, Linthoi Ganbi and Kushi Kumari. And all eyes will be on them if this stays 2-2 in 90 minutes. Here comes Bihar. Can they play a spoil sport here? It's going to be a massive setback if they manage to get the better of Manipur here and advance to the semi-finals. A couple of changes getting ready for Manipur. The number 17, Priyanka, will be coming on, and so is the number 6, Gina. Gina will replace Sanjita, the scorer of the opening goal for Manipur. Gina Chanu coming on for Kim Telangel. She's had quite an off day in the office. The side's a star playmaker. Manipur, a powerhouse of Indian football. We saw Bala Devi from the state making her mark in the European stage. First women footballer to play in the Scottish Premier League for Rangers. And now she is recuperating with a thigh injury, undergoing a rehab in Bangalore. I spoke to her a couple of times during the Hero Indian Women's League. She mentioned how crucial these tournaments are in terms of encouraging the younger generation and attract them towards the game. And the ultimate mission is to create more interest for the game over cricket. That is the ultimate mission. As the world's best event is going to kick off in the month of November. Talking about the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. All eyes will be on that. Much before that, just a month before that, India will be getting a test of Junior World Cup in terms of hosting the women's under-17, and Bhubaneswar's Kalinga Stadium is going to be one of the venues. So as Kolkata. For the under-17 Women's FIFA World Cup, more on that later. Coming back to today's game, we're heading towards the first penalty shootout this season in this competition. We've had 4 goals. Manipur taking the lead twice, not to hold on to it. The Bihar coming from behind, showing a lot of character. Nicely taken away, just swept away from her feet by Romina Begum. This is looking promising for Manipur. From the left hand side, but the defender somehow managing to get her body in between the ball and the man, and cutting that one out to safety. She will be disappointed given the fact her side took the lead twice and failed to protect them. But can Bihar do the audacious here by chipping in the third goal? That's a very poor giveaway into an important area. Wins it back and now sets up a Shruti on the right, and the block coming in at the right time from Bhumika Devi. Manipuri player is down, clutching her knee. Play called back by Kanika Burman. Penalty awaits if this ends 2-2 in 90 minutes. Taken out for treatment, Idom Sonibia, the right full back. Yes. 6.5 odd minutes of regulation time remaining on the clock. These are crucial moments in the game. Going for that crossfield pass. This is Tobisana Chanu. Nicely won there by Priya. Perfectly timed challenge from the left full back. This is down the line. And the number 2 comes across to block the path. That's Sanamija. Now preparing for this free kick. In it comes the instant floater. It was goal bound. Just swung outside for a goal kick. And that was quite harmless for the goalkeeper. Quite harmless for Manipur as well. Nisha taking that free kick. And the ball sent in. There's the header! And there's the goal! And Bihar sealing the deal just 4 minutes away from the stoppage time. And that was a remarkable jump. And finding the back of the net, it's Pallavi. And Manipur completely shell-shocked. A delicious cross coming in from the right hand side, out jumping her marker, getting the header in place, and it is Lucky Kumari, which potentially seems like is the winner for Bihar here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium, and heartbreak for Manipur. Lucky Kumari scoring the most important goal of her career, her 12th of this competition, and the most important one. Oh, what a terrible mistake from the goalkeeper. That was a back header from the defender, and the goalkeeper completely let that slip under her. It's cleared off the line by Priya. A heart in the mouth kind of situation, but Priya was quick to react and making sure Babita Devi doesn't get a touch here. Is going to go down as one of the most memorable and remarkable victory in Bihar's footballing history. They've gone down twice. They've come back strong and now leading by a goal against Manipur with 2 minutes of regulation time remaining. There will be a few minutes of stoppage time as well. One more chance. Manipur porous in defense. And the quarterfinals, even in their wildest of dreams, they may not have expected going down 3-2 against Bihar. A wonderful cross from the right, and Lucky out jumping Anjali Devi, picking her spot wonderfully well and just angling the ball into the bottom corner. And the goalkeeper, Linthoi Gambi, was just a mere spectator as the ball went past her into the back of the net. It's been a 5 goals thriller here in Guwahati. A perfect start to the day, a perfect start to the quarterfinals. And now, time ticking out for Manipur. We just have a minute and few minutes of regulation time in hand to bounce back in this game and take it to penalties. Lucky seems like have nicked a winner here. Will there be one more? Ball dropping in no man's land between the keeper and the attacker, making it comfortable for Linthoi Ganbi. Taking it out of touch, Tobisana Chanu. A remarkable result. It's going to be a morning to remember for Bihar. They have made it into the top 4 previously as well in this competition. This time, their aim will be to go beyond and make their way into the final of the competition. 180 seconds remaining for Manipur. To get something out of this game, to salvage the 3rd goal from here on. They lacked in defense throughout the second half. Bihar making the first change at the number 7. Abiba Parveen is coming on and makes way for her is Pallavi, the number 12. She's taken off. It's quite a tactical ploy from Shafiq Ahmed. He must have said the right things during the break. And have dominated in the second half. Clearly the better side. Clearly had the better second 45 minutes. There was quite a fight visible in the first half. Despite Manipur taking the lead within the first 1.5 odd minutes in the second half, Bihar kept on keeping their shape, waited for the right moments to bounce back, pounced onto their chances, and now finding themselves leading against Manipur with Just a minute of additional time remaining on the clock. Shrugging off a couple of challenges, holding it off beautifully. Romina Begum into the feet of Thabisana Chanu. There's no room to cross. Committing players out wide. Bihar trying to block the flanks. It is safe to say Ahmed Shafiq is successfully outmaneuvered Ronnie Bala Chalu in the second half. Now getting the defensive shapes in place. Instructions from Shafiq. The attempted cross is a complete waste from the number 17. That is Priyanka. This might be the last action of the game then. It is going to be a memorable victory for Bihar. There's going to be full-time whistle any moment. As Kanika Burman takes the whistle on her mouth, and there it is, the full-time whistle. And celebrations all around here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. And it's Bihar, the first team to enter the semi-finals of the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championships under 17 category. And they have knocked out the heavyweights Manipur this morning here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. Despite going down a couple of times, they have shown remarkable character, great resilience. They kept on bouncing back. And then it was lucky, her header turning out to be a lucky one for Bihar in the end. The number 9 in the end nicking the winner for the team in green. Gonna be another game coming on after this. It's gonna be a 3 p.m. kickoff, the game between the second quarterfinal of the day. That is going to be between Arunachal Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Manipur will be really the way things have gone. These are the full-time stats then. Despite dominating the ball, it is goals which matters at the end of the day. And Bihar have proved to be a superior team in the second 45 minutes, capitalizing onto their chances and registering this famous win. The number of shots of both the teams 15 and 14 pretty close. So as the number of shots on target, Bihar managing to win 6 corner kicks in this game. But Manipur was very physical, committing 12 fouls. Bihar on the flip side have committed 8 in this game. Two of the teams with 1 yellow cards each. And so thanks for joining us. We will get back to you later in the day where Chhattisgarh will take on Arunachal Pradesh. Goodbye. Just settle back and enjoy the full-time highlights.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it, and I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah.